When it comes to artificial intelligence development, choosing the right operating system can make a massive difference in productivity, performance, and compatibility. Most AI engineers, machine learning researchers, and data scientists prefer Linux because it offers powerful development tools, better hardware control, and strong compatibility with frameworks like TensorFlow, PyTorch, CUDA, and many other libraries used in machine learning workflows. Linux distributions also allow developers to customize their environment deeply, automate workflows, and manage dependencies easily. Because of these advantages, Linux has become the dominant operating system for AI development environments, research labs, and cloud infrastructure. In today's video, we are going to explore the best Linux distributions for AI development. Specifically, we will talk about Ubuntu, pop_OS, Fedora, Arch Linux, and Debian, and we will analyze why each of these distributions is commonly used by AI engineers and machine learning developers. By the end of this video, you will clearly understand which Linux distro might be the best choice for your AI projects. Whether you are a beginner learning machine learning or an experienced developer building advanced deep learning models. Let's start with one of the most popular choices in the entire Linux ecosystem for AI development, and that distribution is Ubuntu. Ubuntu is widely considered the default Linux distribution for developers and machine learning practitioners because of its enormous community, extensive documentation, and excellent compatibility with AI frameworks. One of the biggest reasons why Ubuntu is so popular in AI development is that many machine learning tutorials, guides, and official documentation assume you are using Ubuntu. This means when you install tools like TensorFlow, PyTorch, CUDA, or Jupyter Notebook, you will almost always find instructions specifically written for Ubuntu systems. Ubuntu also provides a feature called Data Science Stack, which allows developers to quickly set up a machine learning environment with frameworks like PyTorch, TensorFlow, EmilFlow, and Jupyter Notebooks directly on their system. This makes Ubuntu particularly attractive for data scientists and AI researchers who want a working environment ready in minutes rather than hours of manual configuration. Another major advantage of Ubuntu for AI development is long-term support releases. Ubuntu LTS versions receive updates and security patches for years, which makes them stable enough for production environments and research servers. Stability is critical in machine learning development because AI projects often require reproducible environments that remain consistent for long training sessions or experiments. In addition to stability, Ubuntu offers excellent support for GPU drivers, especially NVIDIA drivers used in deep learning workloads. Most deep learning frameworks rely heavily on GPU acceleration, and Ubuntu provides straightforward installation processes for CUDA and CUDNN, two essential components for GPU-based machine learning training. Because of all these advantages, Ubuntu is often recommended as the first Linux distribution for anyone starting with AI development. It offers simplicity, strong documentation, and compatibility with almost every AI tool available today. Now let's move on to another distribution that is rapidly gaining popularity among developers, especially those working with machine learning and GPU-based workloads. That distribution is pop_OS. Pop_OS is developed by System76 and is based on Ubuntu, which means it inherits all the advantages of Ubuntu while adding several improvements specifically designed for developers and high-performance computing users. One of the most attractive features of pop_OS for AI development is its built-in support for NVIDIA GPUs. Pop_OS provides a separate ISO specifically designed for NVIDIA graphics cards, which means the drivers are pre-installed and ready to use immediately after installation. This can save developers a significant amount of time when setting up machine learning environments. Pop_OS also includes productivity features such as a tiling window manager and improved workflow tools, which many developers appreciate when working with multiple terminals, code editors, and monitoring dashboards simultaneously. These small productivity enhancements can make a big difference when managing complex AI training sessions or debugging machine learning pipelines. Because pop_OS is built on Ubuntu, it also supports the same package repositories and documentation. This means developers still benefit from Ubuntu's huge ecosystem while enjoying pop_OS's optimized hardware support and developer-friendly environment. For many developers who want something slightly more modern than Ubuntu while keeping the same compatibility, pop_OS becomes a very attractive option. Next, let's talk about Fedora, another Linux distribution that is highly respected in the developer community. Fedora is known for being a cutting-edge distribution that frequently introduces the latest technologies and development tools before other distributions adopt them. Fedora provides developers with access to the newest compilers, programming libraries, and container tools, which can be particularly useful for AI research where cutting-edge frameworks and experimental tools are often required. Unlike Ubuntu, which focuses more on stability, Fedora focuses on delivering the latest innovations quickly. Another reason many developers choose Fedora for AI development is its strong integration with container technologies such as Docker and Podman. Containers are extremely important in modern machine learning workflows because they allow developers to package their entire development environment into a portable image that can run on any machine. Fedora also integrates well with modern development ecosystems, including Kubernetes and cloud-native workflows. Many AI teams use containers and orchestration platforms to deploy machine learning models at scale, and Fedora provides excellent tools for building and testing these environments locally. However, Fedora's cutting-edge nature can sometimes introduce compatibility challenges, especially when dealing with proprietary GPU drivers. Some developers prefer more stable distributions like Ubuntu or Debian for long-term projects because they require fewer maintenance updates. Despite this, Fedora remains a strong choice for developers who want access to the newest technologies and prefer working with a modern Linux ecosystem. Now let's discuss Arch Linux, which is one of the most customizable Linux distributions available. Arch Linux follows a rolling release model, meaning the system continuously receives updates instead of major version upgrades. Arch Linux is often chosen by advanced developers who want complete control over their operating system. Unlike Ubuntu or Fedora, Arch does not install many packages by default. Instead, users build their system from the ground up, installing only the components they need. For AI developers, this level of customization can be extremely powerful. You can create a minimal system with only the libraries, frameworks, and drivers required for machine learning development. This can reduce system overhead and give developers greater control over performance optimization. Another significant advantage of Arch Linux is the Arch User Repository, commonly known as the AUR. The AUR contains thousands of community-maintained packages that allow developers to install cutting-edge AI frameworks and experimental tools easily. Because Arch provides the latest software versions almost immediately after release, it can be ideal for researchers experimenting with new machine learning frameworks or testing early versions of deep learning libraries. However, Arch Linux is not recommended for beginners because it requires a deeper understanding of Linux system management. Installation and maintenance can be complex compared to beginner-friendly distributions like Ubuntu or Pop!_OS. For experienced developers who want maximum control and customization, Arch Linux can be an incredibly powerful platform for AI development. Now let's move on to Debian, which is another extremely important distribution in the Linux ecosystem. Debian is known for its exceptional stability and reliability. Many other Linux distributions, including Ubuntu and Pop!_OS, are actually based on Debian. Debian focuses heavily on stability and consistency. Packages are thoroughly tested before being included in stable releases, which means developers can rely on Debian systems for long-term projects without worrying about unexpected system changes. For AI development, Debian can be particularly useful in server environments. Many machine learning workloads run on servers or clusters, and Debian's stability makes it ideal for these environments. Another advantage of Debian is its large package repository, which contains thousands of open-source applications and development tools. Developers can install machine learning frameworks, data science libraries, and programming languages directly from Debian's repositories or through Python package managers like pip. However, because Debian prioritizes stability, its packages are often slightly older compared to distributions like Fedora or Arch Linux. Some developers prefer newer software versions, which is why they choose distributions with faster release cycles. Despite this, Debian remains a trusted choice for many organizations and research institutions that require stable and predictable environments for machine learning infrastructure. At this point, you might be wondering which of these distributions is actually the best for AI development. The truth is that there is no single perfect answer because the best choice depends on your experience level and your specific development needs. If you are a beginner learning machine learning and artificial intelligence, Ubuntu is usually the best starting point because it offers the largest community support and the most tutorials. If you want a distribution optimized for GPU workloads and developer productivity, pop_OS is an excellent choice. If you prefer cutting-edge technologies and modern development tools, Fedora may be the right option. If you want maximum control and customization, Arch Linux provides an incredibly flexible environment. And if you prioritize stability for long-term AI projects or servers, Debian can be the perfect choice. Another important thing to understand is that modern AI development often relies on containerization technologies like Docker. Containers allow developers to run machine learning environments independent of the underlying operating system. Because of this, many developers say that the exact Linux distribution matters less than having strong support for containers and GPU drivers. In fact, many AI engineers simply install Docker on their Linux system and run pre-configured machine learning environments inside containers. This approach allows them to switch frameworks and dependencies without affecting their main operating system. Additionally, machine learning frameworks themselves are becoming increasingly cross-platform. Libraries like CatBoost and other machine learning tools are designed to run on Linux, macOS, and Windows, making development more flexible across different environments. Even though many operating systems can technically run machine learning frameworks, Linux remains the preferred platform for AI development because it provides better performance, stronger customization, and superior integration with cloud infrastructure. Most large-scale AI systems today run on Linux servers. From research labs to cloud providers, Linux is the backbone of modern machine learning infrastructure. Developers use it to train neural networks, deploy AI models, and manage large data pipelines. In the future, Linux may become even more specialized for machine learning workloads. Researchers are already exploring operating system designs that integrate machine learning capabilities directly into the kernel and system architecture, allowing operating systems to optimize hardware resources dynamically for AI workloads. This means the relationship between Linux and artificial intelligence will likely become even stronger as new technologies emerge. So if you are planning to build a career in AI development, learning Linux is one of the most valuable skills you can acquire. Whether you choose Ubuntu, pop_OS, Fedora, Arch Linux, or Debian, the important thing is to become comfortable with the Linux environment, command line tools, and system configuration. Once you master Linux, you will be able to build powerful machine learning systems, deploy AI models at scale, and contribute to cutting-edge research in artificial intelligence. And that is why Linux continues to dominate the world of AI development, providing the flexibility, power, and open-source ecosystem that developers need to push the boundaries of technology.